from Snohomish. Jeff's nearby me. Woke up this morning and I said, man, somebody must have left their campfire on or something. I opened the door and the skies are starting to be red. I've got ash falling out of the sky over here. We got some forest fires we're dealing with here in Washington State. So, Jeff, you're probably dealing with that too. Thanks for joining, Jeff. If you guys are just joining on any of the other services, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, just pretty much everywhere I just turned on. This is John the Net Guy. We are showing off again the Gotrax complete line of electric commuter scooters. So this is a super special event for Gotrax. There is a giveaway. I need to talk about the giveaway because you can actually win one of these. And I want to thank Gotrax for providing this. They are not a direct sponsor of this because then there's a whole bunch of legal issues, but Gotrax did provide a unit that I can give away. So I want to say thank you to them. You have to follow, obviously, standard YouTube, Amazon, everything contest rules. URL is down there below. There's a couple different ways you can enter this contest. The drawing is going to be on October 11th's show. So my Tech on Tuesday on October 11th. Don't miss out. That's when we're going to draw the winner, which is going to be awesome. Really excited for that. Again, $389 value you're getting here as a giveaway. And when you're on a small channel like mine, your odds are way up. So you've got a really good chance on this one. I'm very excited about that. So let's talk about the scooters and what you're getting here real quick. I'm going to bring back up the Amazon site because that's a good starting point. This is the Gotrax Gxl V2. This is the one that started it all. And like I said, not a toy, right? This is actually a full-blown commuter scooter. I'm going to move some things around so you guys can see this a little bit better. I'll put the giveaway information on the bottom. Everybody loves to have the giveaway information available. So when I say that this is a commuter scooter, what am I meaning about that? Well, this thing has disc brakes instead of your other scooters where it's like, put your feet down, try to stop as fast as you can. It's like the Flintstone scooter where you got to stop it. This actually has braking. So it's going to have hand brakes here. Let me pull it on the top down. You guys can see a little bit more about these. So this is going to have a handbrake. Now, what's special about that handbrake? Well, it has an electronically assisted rear braking system. So it's going to brake with the front motor on this one. So it's going to be an electric assisted braking as well as a disc brake in the rear. So if I bring this out, you can actually see back here, this is a disc brake, and you don't see this even on more higher end bicycles. You're starting to see disc brakes. So this is a disc brake system as well as electronic engine motor braking. So you're going to get two types of brakes on this one. So again, different thing. You're not doing the whole Fred Flintstone braking on your other scooters. Another interesting thing about this is the way to fold them down. They collapse incredibly small. So the GXL V2 and the XR Ultra are almost identical except for battery capacity, a slight tick in the motor power, and the range, which I'll talk about here in a second. But they weigh essentially exactly the same, 26.4 pounds. And look how tight those things compact. I do want to come back here and I'll show you how we compact these down, because I think that's one of the key selling points I wanted to tell you about here. Give me 1 second. That is one of the key points I wanted to show for you, is how tightly we can compact these down. So let me see if I can make some room. I wasn't planning on putting this up here, but I think I'm going to leave one of these up here for the remainder of the show so you can see how small it is. But so this is the one I've got. I'm going to go on the wide angle so you can see. Again, 15-mile-an-hour top speed. You're going to want something that's pretty safe, right? You're not going to want something that's going to collapse on you while you're going. So you can see here, very sturdy. I can't push this thing down. If I wanted to collapse it, it's not going to do it that way. And that's because the collapsing mechanism, they thought about this. It has a safety catch in it. So you pull the safety out to the side, set it up that way. Now, I still can't do it. I still can't collapse it because I have to pull up on this handle. Now, once I've done that, I can shrink this down. I got to pull it off the kickstand. And it connects, as you see here, right to the rear wheel. So the rear fender is that hook. Now, it's a little bit different on the different models, but you can see how tight this thing is and how easy it is to roll. So if you're in a tight space, I was showing this demo earlier this week. If I'm on a bus, take a look at this. So I'm standing up on a bus. I have my arm out here. I have this maybe up between my legs. You're literally within the foot space of a person. So nobody can really complain that you're bringing on a personal mobility scooter, just barely bigger than a skateboard maybe, Now, when you get to where you're going, again, put it back down. Now you're going to go ahead and push on that fender. one-handed lift up, it's locked, and again, it's not going to come apart. It's got that safety catch in it. So super easy to compact and bring back. I'm going to do that one more time for you guys to see. So here we go. I'm going to open it up, pull that handle, bring it all the way down, let it latch, and let's see if it looks good this way. I'm going to go ahead and put that in our background. So you guys will be able to see that's the scooter right there. And I've got it just on my desk. I'm going to slide it down a little bit so you guys can see it better. So there we go. So that's how compact it is. Now, this is the GXL V2. This is the original one they created. It's got a collapsed height of around 12 inches. Let me see if I can pull that up for you guys, show you what that looks like. Because I want to show you how many of these things you can fit in a vehicle. I'm going to check the chat real quick because I'm sure we got some people stopping by. Taking a look here. Thank you guys who are joining us on YouTube and everywhere else. I'm very happy to have you guys here. Again, if you're just joining, this is John the Net Guy. I do PC build, tech tips, technology reviews, and Amazon Lives on occasion. So I actually just met a guy yesterday, Alex, if you're seeing. I picked this table up yesterday to give me some more room during my live streams, and he said, hey, I'm a new sub. So Alex, if you're watching, quick shout out from John here. So give me 1 second. I was actually going to pull up the Gotrax, how compact these things are. I'm going to pull up a photo real quick for you guys, just because I want you to see this. And we're going to go down here. I'm going to share my Chrome tab, my photo stream, and we'll share that. And you guys should be seeing that right now. So this is actually how many I was able to fit in my production vehicle. So this is an SUV, 3 rows of seats. I just folded the seat down and I was able to fit all three scooters on one side. So all 3 scooters fit in there on one side, which was awesome. Very happy about that. Give me 1 second. So yeah, I was very happy about that capability to get all those scooters jammed in there. And you know what? Pull them out wherever we go. And that's one of the nice things that I was going to say about these is, a commuter scooter doesn't mean that you have to get 20, 30 miles to your office or wherever you're going. You can compact this thing, put it in the trunk of a car, and maybe your park and ride is a ways away from where you need to be. Maybe you have a long walk that you don't want to do every day. So these things, another aspect of them is the incredible range. So they're going to have quite a bit of range. I'm going to switch over here on the Amazon to the XR Ultra, because that's the next one we want to talk about here. But the range on this one, for example, the XR Ultra that I'm pulling out, this has a 17-mile range. So that means, 17 miles on flat ground at a reasonable speed, right? The faster you go or the more hills that you have to attain, the less range you're going to get. That's real common with electric powered things. But yeah, this one here is going to have a 17-mile range. The one here that's behind me, it's a little bit more affordable, has less battery capacity, 12.5-mile range. Still enormous, over 10-mile range. Most of the places I'd want to go around here are 5 miles round trip. So that works out really well for me. And then with that collapsing ability, you can throw it in the back of a vehicle, which is really awesome. If you want to talk about extended ranges, this is the G4. So this is a little bit bigger. I'm just pulling it up alongside so you can see. So this is the G4, has much more battery capacity in here, still charges in about the same amount of time, which is great, but it has a 25-mile range on that one. And get this, the G Max, they have another one, 42-mile range. So again, range is not going to be a problem. If you've got a 10-mile commute, you can do that on these scooters. I'm going to check real quick, make sure we got one thing working right that I just wanted to verify real fast. View on YouTube. There we go. That is why. So I need to go through here and change one setting. Give me 1 sec. I got to get our YouTube stream going properly so we can get all of our friends from YouTube to know what we're doing today. Thank you guys for watching. If you're just tuning in, this is John the Net Guy. We are doing a show for Gotrax scooters. This is one of my favorite right now. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to go into our live studio. And we are going to go make that one event that we're doing right now. We're going to make it live. So I'm coming in through the streaming software, visibility, public. We're gonna let all those YouTubers, YouTube visitors know that we're here. So here we go. That should do it. Just had to do one quick settings change on that side. But again, Gotrax scooters, all three of these, excellent value. There's definitely some differences on them. Let's talk about that real quick. I do actually have a little infographic to help with that. So you can kind of see the difference of what we're looking at here. Let me go over here and I'll pull that graphic up. And that is the difference on these scooters here. That's a picture you're going to see here coming up. So the GXL V2, which is in the carousel right now, 250 watts is one of the big things. Let me see if I can get myself. I don't think I can get myself shown over top of this thing. Sadly, this is an overlay. So I'm still here, Amazon, by the way. If you're the Amazon censors, I don't want to be kicked off of Amazon again. I'm still here. I'm talking through here. So there's the Amazon list here. So 250 watts on the GXL V2, 300 watts on the XR Ultra, and 350 watts on the G4. Now, I don't know about you guys, but my COVID weight is a little bit higher than my pre-COVID weight. So technically, all of these have a 220-pound weight limit or 100 kilograms, which is great for most people. I was that before COVID. Let's put it that way. So the G4, the extra power on that is definitely better. Now, are these good for kids? You know, should you be buying this as a kid's toy with parental permission? If you read their instructions, they definitely talk about that. These things are good. You know, definitely if your kid's got a commute or somewhere to a friend's house, or maybe you live in the country a little bit further away, this is a way to get them some exercise too. Again, even without the batteries running, you can freewheel these things like a regular scooter and they can get to wherever they're going. So that's pretty cool. I see a couple people joining here. Again, if you're just joining, can H. Cody Ross, can I have a shout out? Of course, my friend. Thank you for joining here. He's on YouTube. He's watching right now. H. Cody Ross, can you have a shout out? Absolutely. Thank you again for joining here on a nice Saturday. Another friend of the channel, Jonathan Talks Hardware. Welcome. We're taking a look at all of the complete line here of Gotrax scooters. I got one collapsed up here behind me. I got the G4 here, which is my personal favorite, and I'll get into that why in a bit. And then I got the XR Ultra, which is, again, an incredible value there. I got a guy, the Robinettes, Ben Robinette on the Facebook side saying, hello, the net guy. Hey, Ben, welcome to you and your family. So we're just taking a quick look at these. I've been going through the spec sheet. We were just talking about weight carrying capacity in kids. So this one, again, you can see the physical difference in size. I'm going to try to show you the deck size here on the top-down camera. Let me get that for you. So you can see that top-down camera. The deck size on the G4 is much bigger. So if you need to have a little bit more foot room, that's another option. The G4 has this control panel. They both have bells. I got to figure out how to use that one. They both have LCD displays. I'm going to turn them on here so you can see. LCD displays are going to be different on them though. So again, LCD display on this one is very minimalist. The LCD display on this one is going to have an odometer. It's going to have all sorts of features. It has a digital locking code. It has 2 levels of speed. Again, the G4 is really a great upgrade here. I got 13.5 miles on this unit right now already, and it keeps tracking. It has battery power indicators. Both of them are going to have headlights. So in this case, I hold down the plus. Now that's really bright. You can't see that there, but that's really bright actually over here in the studio. So both of them are going to have headlights here, and that's what you're seeing shown right here. The G4's headlight is much brighter. So if you think you're going to be a nighttime rider, we'll take a look at the G4. Now this one, same thing. If you just tap the button here, you can see it turning on and off. That's the light on the XR Ultra. Now the XR Ultra may be half the brightness, half the lumens on the headlight, and it does not have a tail light. So that's, again, if you're a parent and you're trying to decide, hey, maybe I want to get the XR Ultra for the kids. I've seen a kid driving in my neighborhood with a G4, and he used all the cool features of it, and I'll tell you why. But that's another really neat thing about this. G4 has another cool mode, and I'm just going to hit the button. It's driving itself. Most of these scooters, when you get on them, you're going to have to actually slide a little bit. So you're going to have to be moving a little bit before you can hit that throttle that they've got right here. But yeah, the G4 is one that has a pedestrian mode. So you hold down this button, it says 3 miles an hour. So again, it's hard to show here. 3 miles an hour, and it starts driving. If by just holding the down button, that's pretty cool. So Oh, Hip.io. Oh, awesome. Another great YouTube channel, by the way, if you guys haven't checked him out. COVID hit me hard. I need to drop a few, I guess. Oh, see, the funny thing about Hip.io is he's not in front of the camera as much. He does a couple times, but I'm now on like ultra widescreen today, so I have to be real careful about my COVID weight. But we're taking a look from Gotrax, all of their scooters here, and there is a giveaway. It's scrolling down there at the bottom. I want to do just a quick shout out about that giveaway here. If you do want to win a scooter, again, the drawing is going to be on October 11th. You can fill out that form. The only thing that it's used for is just for prize entry. I don't contact you through that. There's no other things there. There's no sales there. It is just for you to do this prize entry. And I'm just thankful again to Gotrax, who sponsored this giveaway and is allowing me, by sending a product out, to give away one of their great products. So I want to do that. I'm going to show you a quick unboxing video, and then I'm going to show you some B-roll of riding around Seattle with one of my favorite YouTubers. So take a look at that. I'm also going to check Amazon, make sure we didn't get kicked off again because they love to do that. Oh, I got some Amazon friends showed up. I've got Serene here. Thank you so much. And Jeff still. Jeff's in both services now. That's pretty cool. Love to see that. And we'll go through a comparison of the units at one more time here. We're going to shoot for another, about 45 minutes of a show today, and then I'll let you guys go and have your fun here. Jonathan Talks Hardware says, I've seen your Gotrax name back on Tuesday. Yes, you did, except the Amazon people. Amazon censors cut us off because they thought I was pre-recorded. I'm here today. It's Saturday morning, Amazon censors. You come at me, bro. I didn't say that. Don't come at me. No, leave us running, please. But yeah, I'm doing this for the Amazon. And Serene says, not kicked off. Yes, not kicked off today. I love that. So I'm going to go here and do a quick unbox video for you so you can see what's inside. And I'm going to probably mute this one and just talk over it, to be honest, because you guys don't need the voice on it. I'm here live, Amazon. I'm playing back a video, but I'm live. I'm right here. So I'm opening the box here. This is the Gxl V2, Gx V2, what they're calling it there on the screen. This is how small these things are. Because they compact down and because the tiller can move, it's going to come down in a really reasonable size box. For a full-size scooter, you wouldn't believe that it fits in this small of a box. Now I'm just going to show you here real quick two things that you're going to want to keep. And I'm going to pause this when we get to the right spot. So hopefully I can do that. So those two things that I showed there, let me see if I can do this without messing everything up. So those two things that I showed there are actually right here and right here. There's only one tool you need for this whole unit, and this is this little Allen wrench. And then for filling the tires, because this has a hub-centric engine and everything, the filler's off to the side. So the motor is inside the wheel. Then you just can use this little extension, because if you're at a gas station or you have one of the air pumps I've shown on the show before, you're going to need this to be able to get in there. So just wanted to show that real quick. I'll get back in the corner. We'll keep going here and we'll show this unboxing video. Hopefully you guys are, if you have any questions, let me know on there. Music is too loud. Volume on the video is really loud. Ooh. Okay, well, hopefully the volume on the video is muted. Let me know if the volume is not muted. Okay, so I'm just going to take it out of the box completely here. It's pretty well packaged. I pulled the tiller out. You can see it right above me on the table here. And I'm going to go ahead and hit play one more time so you guys can see it here. Now, this is coming out of the packaging. Again, there are only 2 screws that you have to do. And you do those with the Allen wrench that's included. So there's really no tools needed at all. Okay, you're saying the video is not muted, unfortunately. Music's too loud. Let me know if that helped at all. I'll keep pausing here. Hopefully we don't have background music right now. Hopefully you guys are not hearing any background music when I talk, because it's supposed to not have any background music. Let's see how that goes. Let's make sure nothing opened up in another tab. No, I got no inbound music. Way better, he says. Okay, sorry about that. If you're seeing that there. We're going to bring it back over. So, one thing that you're going to notice is that cable that's sticking out. That cable is the brake cable. So it's coming way down there. This you're going to have to attach if you've ever worked on a bicycle before. Again, not hard. It's covered in the instructions. Pretty simple here. You're going to see me flip this thing over and do that in a second. First thing you got to do with that Allen wrench is you're going to take off the connector. So you're going to take off on the tiller, they call this. You're going to take off on the tiller stock that piece. And then that's going to release this cap. So there's this cap that goes on there, and that's going to prevent it from getting dirt, dust, or anything on those connectors. And there's no wiring to do here. All the connectors are actually hidden inside the stem. And when you push that down, you've actually made all the electrical connections you need, which is really cool. Again, let me know if you guys are on a college campus, if you're in a country area, if you're in a city area, someplace that you think you might be able to use this scooter and it would help you out. I'd love to hear about that, where you think you could use this. We'll talk about the giveaway here in a little bit too. So what I'm doing, this is probably the hardest thing of all the installation, is again, 2 bolts that you have to do with an Allen. You put those back on with the brake cable. Once you've done that, the scooter is going to be ready to go. So again, unboxing and setup here is I'm doing it almost real time here in less than 5 minutes. 2 screws, flick it out, and you're ready to go. I would recommend, as they mention, to go ahead and charge it completely. You know, these are lithium ion batteries in these. These are not your kid's razor scooter, lead acid. You know, they last for 20 minutes. These things are lasting a couple hours of straight riding, right? So not your traditional ones. Are more like a laptop or a Tesla battery, really. So that's one other thing I wanted to point out. So this guy here, he's just putting it together. Looks just like me. So, but yeah, we're if you're just joining now, this is John the Net Guy. We're putting together the XR here, the XR Ultra. And that was it. I was just showing you the process. We're going to peel off the little covers that it comes with. Remember to do that because the headlight does not go through that cover real well. So I was looking at it the first time going, man, this headlight's really, really light or not very bright. And it turns out it had the cover on. So do that. As you can see, mine here is completely charged up, but just make sure that yours gets completely charged. Let's talk about the chargers and the differences on that. So that's our unboxing here. I've got both chargers. Now, the G4 and the XR use the same charger. It's this larger one. Now I put the rubber bands on. They don't do that. I just did that for cleanliness. So it's going to use this power brick. It's 42 volts at 2 amps. So I think it's about an 80 watts. I think somebody was looking at it the other day and they said, hey, can I charge this on an inverter in my car? At 80 watts, you probably could. So if you got a more than an 80 watt inverter, you probably could do that. Now, the Gxl V2 uses a little bit smaller one. Let me show you what that looks like on the top down. So that's the Gxl V2 one right there. Now, this one is only 1.5 amps, so about 60 watts. So it uses, the charger uses about as much as a laptop. Actually, let me see here. This one at 80 watts is a more performance laptop, but yeah, that's the difference in size on the chargers. If you guys are taking a look at that and interested, they do charge in about the same amount of time, about 4 to 5 hours total charge time. And then you're going to get at least a couple hours of ride time at a normal speed. Now, if you're just flying, if you've got it floored, yes, you're going to use more power. Same thing happens in my electric car. But what's funny about it is I have a little plug-in hybrid. It gets about 20 to 22 miles. The G4 can go further than my own electric car, which is amazing to think about, and uses a bunch less power. This thing's got, maybe a kilowatt of stored power. That thing is, 7 kilowatt battery outside. So definitely amazing. Let's talk about some other features that they have. I'm going to go back to the top down camera here. So this this throttle, again, you have to start pushing off. So when you're using it, you push off, you have that, you have those disc brakes. Now I talked about this model having a motor in the front wheel. That's that black. You don't see any spokes. That's actually the front wheel motor. And on this one, it's 250 watts on the Gxl V2. The XR is 300 watts and the other one is 350. So this is the front one here is going to be 300 watts because I'm holding the XR right now. Now, as you're going, you're going to throttle this down. You can stop at any speed that you're comfortable with. Now, the G4 has a couple different speed ranges we'll talk about. This one, you can actually go ahead and just push it halfway down if that's all you're comfortable with. And you might be doing 5 miles an hour. You can go further and you can go up to 15.5 miles an hour. Now, some people are asking, well, what if I'm going downhill? What if I'm shooting down a hill? I'm going super fast. sorry, downhill doesn't count. No, they don't go any faster. So that was another concern is, can my kid get out of control, going flying down a hill or not? No, they actually do limit you to 15.5 miles an hour. That's just a design feature here. As you hit the brakes, you're actually engaging the motor brake and what I told you about before, which is this really cool disc braking feature that it has. So you see it's moving that disc brake in the back when I hit the handle. So it's got that. Gonna have a standard clip right here. Now I wish I had the video queued up because it's so funny. I went down and returned some red boxes, and I'll be releasing that video in a couple weeks now. But I went down to release those to give those red boxes back, and I hopped over to our Amazon Go store, and I was using this as a grocery hook. So you can actually use that as a spare hook. It's plastic, so I wouldn't put huge heavy backpacks or anything on it. Maybe on the G4, which is metal. So there's again a little bit of a difference here on the quality and construction because this is the lighter weight model. Obviously, this XR Ultra and the V2, those are both going to be the lighter ones. So I'm just taking a quick look at the chat, making sure we're still live, which we are. I'm going to hit on the Amazon page. If this is your first time here and you have not seen my channel before, this is John the Net Guy. Hopefully you've unmuted, you figured that part out. Go ahead and check out my Amazon shop. It's amazon.com/shop/the net guy. That's going to allow you to see all of the products that we have listed today. Let me go ahead and share that with you so that you guys can see those. And one of those products just happens to be my special event here for Gotrax. So I've got an idea list in my Amazon, which you can go to. Again, when you visit that page, you're going to see this. You're going to see me going live here, which is really always kind of fun to watch. And then you can scroll down here and you can see all the other product reviews that I do. I've got tons of Amazon products that I've checked out. But if you go up here to idea lists, that's going to give you every single show's contents that I've done. I've got some really cool shows coming up. This is the Gotrax special event. Now, the big difference, again, like I said, between the V2 and the XR, very minimal differences. It's mostly around the motor. So you're going to get 50 more watts, which is going to help if your kids are, let's say, over 150. The rider is going to be 150 to 220. I would go with the XR. If it's below 150 pounds, the V2 has been a great performer. And actually, one of the co-hosts that I had here coming up on the video that I show about this is going to be able to tell you what his weight was and how fast he was able to get going. It's pretty amazing. So I loved that. Like I said, this is the XR Ultra. If you want to save a few bucks, now this one's $25 off. It's already 10% off. So this is coming in at about $424.99 is what that should come out to if you were to put that in your cart right now. Let me go back one page. If you were looking at maybe something a little bit more affordable, that's the one that's collapsed behind me right now. That's going to be the XR, the V2. This is the XR. If you're looking for that, there's one that's a little bit more affordable, the V2. You can do a $40 off coupon. That would make it $349. So you're looking at a difference of about $75. What do you get in that difference? This one's going to have a little bit more battery. So the XR has 17-mile range. This one is 12-mile range that we're looking at right now. And it's going to have 50 watts more power. But otherwise, the safety features, the collapsibility, the general overall dimensions, all the same between the V2 back here and the XR Ultra. So we're going to move on to a video that I have. And again, Amazon people, I'm showing a video because I don't have the ability to ride this scooter around in my little room. Per Amazon rules, I'm allowed up to 5 minutes. Thank you. I will be live the entire time answering questions. I'm going to pause it every 30 seconds or so, just so I can tell you a little bit about it, maybe some behind the scenes fun of how we shot it, because it was so much fun to hang out and do that. But I'm trying not to get kicked off. So Amazon, yeah, I'm right here Saturday morning. It is 11:05 a.m. Pacific time. This is live, but I am going to show for our friends here a pretty cool video that I put together with a good friend of the channel here, Danny from Nerd on a Budget. We went around Seattle and we just had a blast. We went around and did everything that the normal Seattle people would. I'm going to go ahead and get us zipped forward a little bit past the intro, and we'll see if we can play it. I'm going to turn the volume down way low because it has some volume. That I can give away one of these to you guys with these details.
All right, so if you're interested in winning one of these, just go out to your hometown, to whatever landmark or place you like to visit, and take a selfie of you there holding out a peace sign. Then post a photo to Twitter with the hashtag Gotrax Selfie, and you could be entered in a chance to win one of these.
And full details will be obviously in a Twitter post. Check it out there. And we're gonna go take you around and do some example selfies in Seattle landmarks.
All right, let's do it. So
this is a great video here. It came out earlier this week. I just wanted to stop here. I'm live Amazon. I'm the guy in the corner. This is John the Net Guy. I'm going to show you some of the performance characteristics and the differences that you'll see between the one that Danny there is riding and the G4. So we're out here in Seattle. You can see the Space Needle in the background. It's a great picture. If you're on a chat, let me know if you have any questions about these. Let me know where you would ride them. Again, if you're looking for something for maybe a college student, this would be a great campus scooter. Just the size of it, the fact that you can take it on buses, the fact that it'll fit in a subcompact car trunk super easily, that it's rechargeable within 4 hours. So you go to class, you got your block of classes, you have it plugged in, you can charge it halfway up in less than 2 hours, and then you can charge it all the way to full in 4, which is, again, not your kid's scooter. Let's just point that out. This is definitely a performance scooter. I'm going to see about going over here to the right side, because then I think Amazon won't bust us. We'll see. I don't want to get busted on Amazon again. Amazon, I'm here. I'm in live. I'm in the corner. I'm going to play here the difference in performance that you're going to see. So first up, let me tell you about the scooters that we have today. There is the Gxl V2, which has a 12.5-mile range. We've got the XR Ultra, which is the same as the Gxl V2 with a 17-mile range. And the Big Daddy, which I'm riding on here, is the G4, 20-mile-an-hour top speed. And this is John the Net Guy, by the way. If you're just joining, I'm going to go ahead and look in the Amazon chat because I want to do that. Vicky's asking, how do I enter to win the scooter? You know what? I'm going to put that caption. I'm going to put it along the bottom if it doesn't cover up my video. There we go. Okay, so that is the URL there to enter to win the scooter. Definitely do those entries, because again, when you're such a small YouTuber or Amazon person like myself, you can do really, really well. So thank you guys for joining that are just joining. Dynamics of driving a scooter on uneven terrain. We took a few minutes to get ready and get familiarized with the scooters, their controls. They have a nice cruise control feature, which is awesome. Very stable. The G4 happens to have larger wheels, a 350-watt motor, which... Level 2, baby!
Oh no!
As you can see there, leads to a higher top speed and an easy race to win. So I just wanted to show you guys that the difference is, now again, 15.5 miles an hour is fast, 20 miles an hour is even faster. The G4 with the bigger motor in it and the level 2 speed, I'll show you that here in a little bit. That's how I was able to get ahead on that race. Another cool thing about the throttle that I need to mention is if you're going a long distance, if you hold it down at a certain speed for a full 10 seconds, which is kind of hard to calibrate unless you're going full speed, if you hold it for 10 seconds, it's going to blink the screen twice. It's going to make a noise, and you're going to be on cruise control. So again, you're not going to get your thumb worn out, and you're going to have better control on this. We were having a blast, Vicky. She's asking if the giveaway is on a certain day, and it will be. It's going to be on October 11th will be the drawing on this. So this is going to go all month. But again, enter as many times as you want, and we're gonna filter them out for sure to get you to make sure that we have the right amount of entries. But I wanted to give people a chance, and again, give your friends a chance, give your kids a chance to win this. Just got to go visit that page and have them watch the stream. There's lots of cool stuff here. I'm going to show you another cool landmark in Seattle we're riding up to. The Fremont Troll. You may have seen this. This lives under the Aurora Bridge. Don't forget to hashtag Gotrax Selfie and send your landmarks. So this was a really cool landmark that I stopped by with Danny. This is our first landmark here, which was actually the Fremont Troll. Now, if you guys have ever been to Seattle, this is where real Seattle people will take you, right? You know, that we won't take you to the top of space. Okay, fine, we will take you to the top of the Space Needle. But honestly, I like some of this kitschy stuff. We've got the gum wall. We've got the Fremont Troll. I really wanted to stop by the bus of concrete people. There's a bunch of people waiting for the bus, but they're all made out of concrete. And the neighborhood people, they dress them up in cool stuff every year. So they do seasonal dress and everything. But I just wanted to show you that real quick. So this is our first stop was a Fremont Troll. Up hills, down hills. These things did really, really well. As a city commuter, this would be awesome. Let me know in the chat where you think you might use these if you had a scooter or two. And I'm going to keep going on our video. Chance to win. Now on to the next one. After that is a very popular landmark in Queen Anne Hill. Can't let Danny have all the fun.
selfie number 2.
So if you've ever visited Seattle or seen things, this is the iconic view of Seattle that everybody takes pictures at. This is our Queen Anne Hill. This is they've actually on purpose not done any building in this area between where we're at and the Space Needle. They've built all up around the Space Needle behind it now, but they wanted to give that open picturesque view. That's the one you see a lot. So monsters for Halloween. Ooh, okay. I gotta have some context there, Pinky. We'll see how that goes. Okay, we're gonna go back to our video here. By the way, if you're just joining, this is John the Net Guy. I do a weekly show called Tech on Tuesday. This is a special Saturday edition just because Amazon shut us down for some reason on Tuesday. We're live Amazon censors, by the way. Just making sure that you can see here. Monsters on Halloween. Could use it to troll the neighborhood looking for HOA violations. The cement people. Oh, yeah, that would be hilarious. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe you need, for Halloween, you need one of these scooters here to be part of your costume.
So that's one thing I have to point out. These are not generally for kids. They recommend 16 and up, but my 12-year-old was able to handle them pretty easy.
So here we go. We're heading down. This is a place coming towards the Seattle center. This is where the Space Needle actually is. Now, what's interesting is there are more and more bikes. You can see them in the background and real small in this photo here. But there are more and more of these e-bikes, e-scooters, everything showing up in Seattle day by day. They got graffiti all over them. Everybody else has beat them up. You know, the nice thing is if you have your own scooter, you never have to worry about that. So that's one of the nice things about these scooters from Amazon is you can pick up your own scooter. You know how it's been taken care of, and they hold their value pretty well. This is where the Seattle Supersonics used to play. But yeah, as I was mentioning, I just wanted to show you real quick. Here's the other guy's scooters. Not collapsible. One of the things you're going to notice right away. There's no guarantee that they're going to have the right amount of charge to get you where you're going. Other issues like that persist. So just wanted to point that out. This is one of the things that I liked about the Gotrax, and where I'm going to use my G4 now. I'm going to use that all the time when I'm going places. The other kind of crazy thing, it's been a great camera platform. I'll show you here in just a second. I actually chase cammed Danny, and I was riding the G4 with a helmet mounted camera. It was amazing. This is going to open up so much stuff in our filming.
Some of the other guys beat up scooters, but you can bring your own. Danny could not resist smooth pavement as a chance to go ahead and test out the top speed and the maneuverability of his XR Ultra here. The XR Ultra definitely is a lighter weight version. Luckily, Danny weighs a lot less.
If you're Amazon, I'm here. I'm live.
Putting it through his paces here.
I'm just showing them how this thing works. I can't do it in my studio. Don't shut me down.
Speed and 8.5-inch pneumatic filled tires. Braking on all of these is
now I gotta thank Danny real quick because this is his first time, believe it or not, riding an electric scooter, and he just nailed it. He went from nothing to going to full speed, 15.5 miles an hour in the model he was riding around. Did a great job of it. Again, these things are very safe to ride. If you're concerned, if you're like me and maybe you're over 30, over 40, and not quite sure if a hoverboard is something that will not cause a fracture in your life. One of these, I'm happy to ride this. I'm actually excited to ride these around my neighborhood. Very, very stable. You wouldn't think that, being on a 8-inch, 8.5-inch wheel, 10-inch wheel, but very, very stable. I do like the G4. Honestly, I think it's a little bit better if you're going to go hit that top speed. But you can watch Danny here. He just flies through this area. Nice, smooth concrete. Now, it's designed to ride on the street, or it can ride on bumps. Just want to point that out. It's going to go over slight bumps. You're not going to hit curbs with this thing, though. Definitely take care of this. This is not a device meant for off-roading. I did take it a couple times through grass, and it worked just fine. But I just wanted to point that out real quick. So, yeah, he's just zipping through here. This was awesome. Really just flowing along with it. If you've ever ridden a skateboard, it makes it so much easier. And you can ride goofy. You can ride every way you want. He's zipping around here. And then we're going to head off to our next landmark here. Let me know if you guys have seen these landmarks before. If you're one of the people on Amazon watching us, welcome. This is John the Net Guy. I'm live down here in the corner. I'm kind of narrating a recent trip that I took with a friend of mine on these 3 scooters. We took them through Seattle, took them through their paces. I'm giving you the voiceover here of what he did. Now, he hit a bump there. You'll see that. And this is where you get the close-ups of the Space Needle. Again, Space Needle, Seattle Center is kind of all in one area. Great selfie we took on that. And then we came down here through the International Fountain. Now, what's cool about this fountain is it goes off every hour. We were about 2 minutes early, it sounds like. So we came down here, there was our picture we took, and then all of a sudden the thing went off. And I'm like, well, with all that water coming down sideways, I'm glad we weren't down in there. That's a good time to actually pause for 1 second. Let's talk real quick about waterproofing. So rain and riding these things in the rain. So both of these units, one of them has an IP54 and the G4 has an IPX4. You know what? To you, they mean the same thing. Basically, it's going to handle splashed water. It's not going to handle being submerged. So again, to people that are just taking a look at now, this is John the Net Guy. We're taking a look at the whole line of Gotrax scooters. I've got the V2 back here. I've got the XR right here, and I've got the G4 right here. All of these are great scooters. They all have the same water rating, which says basically you can ride them. If it starts raining, that's great. If it's flooding in your neighborhood, stay home. They're not meant for submersion. They're not meant to have a ton of water, or at least standing water. Don't go through big puddles with them either, because they have hub-centric motors. So like on this one that I'm showing you, see that black in the front wheel? This is the XR. So let me pull that out of the way. I'm going to show you the G4 because we're going to go to that one next. So this is the G4, but look at that back wheel. That's a 350 watt motor. They had to have a bigger wheel just to be able to put the big motor in there, but you don't want to get that completely submerged. It does have some really nice features once you do have that big wheel. So I'll talk about that here in just a second. I'm just looking one more time. Pinky says, only been at Seattle Airport once for about an hour. Didn't get to see any of the sights. Well, we'll fix that someday, my friend. When you get out here, we'll do that. So here we go. Going through Seattle.
That can take forever. And we ran over to Pike Place Market.
So we made it to Pike's Place. We survived. How was it?
It was really fun. This is my first time on an electric scooter, so it was pretty intuitive to use, I would say.
So good for beginners. Now, I've kept a little bit more COVID weight on than you have. So I technically like the G4. It's got a lot more.
Well, gotta pause. So I was just talking with Danny there. This is John the Net Guy. If you're just joining, Marissa Allen, she says, my scooter broke. Can you give me a free one? I'm crying and begging you to. Unfortunately, I can't. But if you want to enter the drawing down there, that URL, again, the only thing that URL is for is for entering the drawing for this. October 11th, I'll be doing the drawing, and I really wish you the best of luck, Marissa. That's awesome. We do need to get you a scooter. That's an awesome way to win it. I got to be fair to everybody. Got to play by the rules. Sadly, I don't have extras to give out right now. But if you're just tuning in, this is John the Net Guy. We're taking a look at Gotrax line of scooters here, and I'm just showing you some B-roll of a test we did driving these things through Seattle, hitting all the cool landmarks. And I'm going to show you some other features here as we go. But I'm going to get back to my guy. I just wanted to answer Marissa's question real fast.
50 watt motor. Yours is
250 watts on this one, and it surprisingly handled hills and like riding through grass pretty well. Things that you'd think would slow it down. I'm not the heaviest person. I come in around 135 pounds-ish, so yeah.
perfect. Yeah, so if you were a little bit lighter person, I could see getting the XR, which is what you've got. I've got the G4, and this thing, 20 miles an hour top speed, it's pretty fast. That was fun getting around on it.
Yeah, I would say that if you're like under probably 170, 150 maybe ideally, the small ones will be plenty of power for you. So,
well, hopefully you like.
So that's a quick point that I want to do real fast. I'm going to stop for 1 second, and I'm just going to put up the specs here on them just because I want you to see. So the load carrying capacity on all of these is going to be 220 pounds. There is one model, and unfortunately I don't have the model available here today, but there's one model that I saw goes up to 264. To be honest, I'm over 220 right now, and all of them rode just fine. But again, they have to draw a line somewhere. You're going to get way better performance out of the G4, which I'm going to do a deep dive on here in just 1 second. So I wanted to say that real fast. We'll keep going through here on this video now.
That we took. Thanks again to Gotrax for providing these two for us to review. And thanks, Danny, man, for coming out with me.
Thanks for inviting me out to do this. This was very fun.
quick reminder on the giveaway?
Yeah, so again, if you want a chance to win one of these, go out to your hometown, to whichever landmark, park, or wherever you like to go. Take a selfie of yourself holding a peace sign so that we know that you did this now and not like use an old photo of yourself. But yeah, take a picture of a peace sign and upload it to Twitter with the hashtag Gotrax Selfie, and you'll be entered for a chance to win one of these.
So official contest rules at the link below, right?
Yep.
And we're gonna go hit a coffee at the first Starbucks that was ever around.
All right. Yeah. Let's do it.
Going through the thick streets with lots of people here reminded me of how nice it is not to be on a hoverboard right now, which would be perilous, or an e-bike, which wouldn't collapse down and would be very difficult to take on any public transportation. As you can see, pretty easy to be nice and thin and sneak through the people here in this crowded area, and then when we get to the open areas we can open it back up. And for our final selfie, we took a picture in front of the very first Starbucks store ever opened.
Let me know if you guys are Starbucks fanatics or not. It's kind of funny being from Seattle. Everybody assumes everybody in Seattle loves Starbucks. A lot of people don't. I'm okay with it. I have a lot of Starbucks coffee. We make a lot at home, but this is the very, very first Starbucks, and we were able to ride down a cobblestone street on these devices. They didn't fall apart. And we were able to get through the traffic because, as I mentioned, the tiller on this is just as wide as I am. You know, if you were trying to ride some of those big rental bikes through a crowd of people, you're not going to do it. But we were able to do that, and standing vertically like this, it actually had a lot of poise. You'll notice Danny stopped one time and put a foot down, which you can do very easily on these. So much easier to get through traffic on these. Marissa just told me that she does not have Twitter, which is fine. It's not required for this. Says that she had the newest and it was $800 and I was saving it for years. Marissa, enter that drawing. I want you to win. I'll be so excited if you won the drawing at the end, and have you and your friends enter that too, because again, that's my best option to get you a new scooter. And I should talk about warranties on these scooters. The scooters all have a 1-year warranty on them, which is great. There's a 30-day, I believe, unconditional on all of them as well. So if you get it and you're not happy with it, the performance isn't what you think it is, you're not happy with me and my sales technique, go ahead and send this thing back and we'll see, you'll get all of your money back, which is great about them. They do have free prime shipping, which is awesome, so they can get them to you faster. I'm just going to do the wrap up here. I'm going to show you how you load and unload these in a vehicle. I think that's important.
Overall, it was a great trip around Seattle, and the Gotrax scooters performed flawlessly. Loading them up was super simple. As Danny had demonstrated here, you could just fold them right down and put them in the back of the car. G4 is a little bit larger. The tiller actually collapses here and hooks on the back. It was very easy to fit all 3 scooters on one side of the third row of my SUV, as well as all my production gear. So there you have it. Gotrax makes some incredible, high-tech, and well-built electric scooters, which are...
There we go. I just wanted to say, this is John the Net Guy. I'm here. I'm live. Amazon censor. Don't hit the ban hammer on me again like you did on Tuesday, which was not nice. I'm just showing you guys some footage of a recent video that I took with a friend of mine as we went through Seattle on the Gotrax scooters. I'm going to break into the G4 here in just a second. I'm going to play through the last little bit of this video so you can see it. But just wanted to say I am live. I'm right here, and I'm going to be answering your questions about the G4 momentarily.
Campus or commute. A special thanks to Danny for helping me out with this video, and if you're in the market for a transportation alternative, you should check them out.
Thank you, Lisa, for joining in Amazon. She gives us a good hello. And just a reminder, if you're on Amazon and you have not already given me the follow, go ahead and do that. It's a button somewhere around on the screen. You can also do it from my Amazon shop. Give me a follow. You're going to get notified each and every time I go live, which is something I really appreciate. If you guys could do that, I will be here giving away products. I got a whole pile of new products for next Tuesday's show, and we're testing them out. And then I try to get a brand to give me a giveaway product, just like Gotrax is doing here for you. So again, if this is your first time here, give me a follow. I'll give you a shout out. Lisa says she follows, so that's awesome. Would love to do that. Now I'm going to break in and talk about the G4 because that is probably my favorite of all the scooters. Now, we got 3 scooters right here. I've got the XR Ultra, 17-mile range, 15.5 miles an hour. I've got the V2 up here, 12-mile range, 15.5 miles an hour. This is the big daddy. This is the one that I have been riding the most. I've got almost 14 miles on it so far, it shows on the odometer. It has all of the best features. It has the best collapsing capability. Let me show you how that works. Now, all of these scooters are commuter scooters, meaning they're not toys. You know, these things have, again, multi-digit mile per hour ranges. You definitely don't want to get hurt. And so you're not going to be, you know, off-roading these things or doing whatever. They're for commuting. They don't necessarily have a suspension. You're not going to see big forks or anything, but that makes them easier to maintain. There's nothing that has to be changed on them. But I do want to show you how you collapse this one. So if you need to put this in a car, you know, it's big, it's unwieldy. You don't want to have issues with that. So if you want to put this in a car, let me show you how easy this is. One hand operation here. You lift up on the safety catch, right? I push this down, and then I slide the tiller down and I latch it. That's all you got to do. Now, this one is 30, let me pull the notes out. I don't want to give it to you wrong. 37.5 pounds, 17 kilograms. So this one is a bit heavier, just under 40 pounds. So it's maneuverable. So you can pick it up, you can put it in the back of a car, you can take it with you. It does have a mode that I really like, which is actually the the pedestrian mode, it's called. So you don't even have to collapse it. You can just have it alongside you, and you can push the down button. There's a button here on the dash that says down minus, and it will actually walk along with you at 3 miles an hour. So that's another cool thing. It does have a light here, you can see. So it's going to have an actual light on a tail light on the rear versus just reflectors on the other one. It's going to have a metal latch here for the tiller lock, whereas the other ones are all plastic. So again, built a lot sturdier, but that's because it goes faster too and has more battery capacity. Now I can go ahead and do that, and just that quickly I'm back and running. If you want to show you on the top-down camera real quick, hopefully this thing works for us today. I'm going to look real quick and see if I can force this thing to stay focused here. Focus. Okay, so what I'm showing you here is the first time you turn it on, you actually have to put a code in. You put a 3-digit code, which is a security lock, and then you have to double tap it. So not super easy for somebody to figure out, or even if they watch you do your code, they wouldn't really know how to unlock it because you have to double tap when you're done. So that's going to unlock it. If you're not putting the correct code in, let me show you what happens on that, because it's actually kind of cool too. So let's say I get it and I don't put the code in, and I just start dragging it. So it's actually beeping right now. It's flashing the headlight. It's flashing the rear lights, and it has the motor brakes are on. So I can't push it as quickly as I normally do. Just want to say a quick shout out to our good. Thank you so much for joining here. He's on the Amazon chat as well. Another follower. Now it will settle down after a while, but this is again a security system that's built into your scooter. Now I can go ahead and put the code in one more time. Yes, 000 is my code. Now it comes up with this L1, L2 menu. So I'm pressing up and down, and it's going between L1 and L2. That's the performance mode. So if I want to be in level 1 mode, I believe this makes it more like the XR. You know, it's going to be the 15.5 miles an hour. Now, if I want it to go fast, if I want to unlock that full 20 mile an hour top speed, go up to level 2. And again, super fast. Now, is this thing going to kick out from under you if it's on level 2? No, the torque is very gentle. The acceleration on this is very gentle as well. Really do like what they've done here with it. And so again, if I'm sitting here and I just floor it, it's not going to go anywhere. You actually do have to be pushing it forward. So you have to be rolling it forward, and it's usually going to read out your speed as you're going. So you need to give it a little gentle push off so it knows that's what you want. That way, if you fall into it or something happens, it's not going to take off on you here as well. So just wanted to point that out for anybody that might be worried about it. So yeah, pedestrian mode. I showed that a little bit earlier, but let me show you what that looks like here. If I use the down arrow, so I'm one-handed and I'm not using the throttle, but if I just touch the down, it drives along by itself. So if you have some heavy boxes, maybe you're getting out of your car, you're going to a building, put the boxes down on the Gotrax, hit pedestrian mode, 3 miles an hour. It's not going to go crazy. It's going to be locked at 3 miles an hour. It's going to work really well. So Lisa found the giveaway details. Awesome. Thank you so much, Lisa. Do need to pull up the graphic because Gotrax, thank you again for sponsoring our giveaway here, Gotrax. we're taking a look at the G4. That's what I've got on the carousel right now. If you're just joining, this is John the Net Guy. Give me a follow if you can down there. If you're on Amazon, if you're on any of the other services, you can click the link in the description. Really do appreciate that. I'm hoping someday to be able to do more of these and give away more cool items, but I have to have more followers to be able to do that. That's just how the world works. So I'm taking a look at some of the features of the G4 right now. A couple other security related features I want to talk to you about. So we talked about one, the digital code security. Now that's great. That's a start, right? But that doesn't keep somebody from picking this thing up and going, right? There's another security I want to talk about, and it's this right here on the stock. I'm going to switch over to this other camera, which might show it better. And that is an integrated bike lock. So if you're thinking, oh, okay, that's, you know, an expensive scooter, but then I'm going to have to buy a lock or something for it. Check this out. Now it's a cable lock, so it's not going to do, you know, anything much for cutters, but look how long that is. So I can pull that out. If I'm going to like a coffee shop or something, I can put it around anything metal and I loop it back in and I push it down. And now I've got this security loop that's locked to whatever I want. So if I'm, you know, near a pole, a light pole or anything, I can do that. And I don't have to carry anything with me. It's, again, built into the tiller. When I'm ready to go, I push the button after putting in my code. And then this slides right up the tiller and you put the top back in here and it locks away. So I've got a video that's coming out later this week of me going to that Amazon Go shop. That's exactly how I tied it up at the Amazon Go. Just went over to something metal, I think it was a park bench, and I looped that around the handle of the park bench, right in, and it works. So if you're looking at preserving your investment, and that's really what these things are, you don't want your bicycle stolen, you don't want any of that other stuff stolen, this is a great option. I'm going to move over here real quick and grab an extra camera because, you know, like I said, I actually use this as a shooting platform. I was following Danny. I had my helmet on with my GoPro and I'm like moving around. But another thing, so I've got a camera here. I can loop that through. I just want you guys to be able to see this. This eyelet here is a optional bag holder, basically. So if you're going to use this, this is where it normally clicks on. But this has a metal clip. You can clip anything you want. And I'm using a backpack here, a camera bag. So I can clip that on there. Let me go out to the wide view so you guys can see this. And so I can be riding along and I don't have to have that on my back now. And the weight is there right on the tiller. So I can be riding upright. So another cool feature of the G4 is this metal clip. Now there are clips on these other ones. So I'll bring this one over here. This is the XR. They're identical. You could loop that on here. Let me show you what that looks like. So I can loop it on here. I can clip it onto this one. And this loop does not close. So that's the difference on the G4 is it has that security of a full metal clip. This one is just plastic. I'd rate it for maybe 4 or 5 pounds at most. So that's another option if you're going someplace. And I did that with my Amazon store shop. I had my Amazon Go bag and I just looped it on and went. So I'm going to take a quick look at the chats, make sure I didn't miss anything. And I will double check on my videos, make sure I did not miss anything I was going to show you guys there. And we will go there. Kmart Kelly, welcome back. Thank you so much for watching today. This is John the Net Guy. We're on Saturday afternoon for some people, Saturday morning for some others. So we are just taking a look at Gotrax. They have provided a unit for me to give away, and these units right here that we were able to show you. I want to thank them. I want to pull up one more time the information on the entry. Now I've put it in the Amazon chat. But if you want to be entered to win one of these scooters, drawing is on October 11th. Go ahead and hit that Gotrax entry location right there. And again, thanks to Gotrax for sponsoring this. I'm going to give you one last look here at the specs on these, and then we'll talk one more time about what's coming up here on my show this week, because I got some cool stuff coming up. So there's the different units. You've got the different units right there. The collapsibility is better on the smaller of the units, obviously. The tiller lock, the displays, the multi-speeds, all of that from the newer models is something that I really appreciate on the G4 model. That's definitely an upgrade. Pricing on these, if you look at my Amazon shop right now, let's go back over there. They range from $389 for the V2 minus a 40% off coupon right now, which is a great deal. This is at 10% off right now for the XR Ultra, 17-mile range. I can't stress that enough. Great range on this thing. Plus an extra 25 coupon right now for my browser. And then I'm going to go back one more and we'll take a look at the G4. Now this one has bigger tires. a more established, more sturdy tiller if you're a larger person like myself. It's going to have a $50 coupon right now. So this is $5.99 right now if you were to pick this thing up with that $50 coupon, because that's stackable on top of the 19% off that it is right now. It does say 220-pound weight limit. It can do over that. I'll just point that out. And definitely fill up the tires before you go. But this, again, G4 is definitely a lot stronger. Heavy duty aluminum construction on all these. I wanted to point that out. A lot of these other scooters have hard plastic wheels, things like that. These are full pneumatic tires. These are definitely a commute alternative. There was that security loop I was telling you about. Man, they've got a much better way to show it there. But yeah, if you come up to the bike center here and you want to lock your scooter and have it be there when you get back, that's another great option. Thank you, Gotrax, Kelly says. Absolutely. It does have that power on code on this one. The multifunction display is much, much better, like I said, on here. It does have the odometer, accumulated mileage. All of them have headlights. This one actually does also have a tail light on it as well, which is pretty cool. And again, all of them can be folded down. That's another unique thing about these. A lot of the ones that you see on the rental fleets, they don't fold down. You can't put them in a car, kind of on purpose. You don't want somebody to fold it down and walk away. But again, these Gotrax are designed. Now, maybe you're not going to, again, commute all 17 miles of the range, but maybe you want something that you don't have to park in town. That was another thing. When we were going downtown, we could not find parking at all. So, it would have been really, really nice if we could take one of these Gotrax, park outside the city and roll into it and then roll back out when we're done and put them away. That's a real advantage of these. I'm going to check and make sure I didn't have any other fun pictures that I missed out on here. I'll end today with a photo slideshow here real fast for you guys so you can see. But I'm going to go ahead and reshare a different item. And if you do have any questions, let me know in the chats. But I do again want to thank Gotrax for sponsoring this giveaway. We'll be talking about these products all month. And I got to meet up tomorrow with Danny. We're going to talk with him some more. So maybe you'll hear about it on his channel, hopefully. So you get to see that cool stuff. I'm going to share my Gotrax Chrome tab. It's got some pretty cool photos of the Gotrax units just accumulated over time. And we'll end on that. I just want to show you a couple. Again, be safe when you're riding these guys. Again, they're not a toy. This is the original unbox photo of the G4 when I took it right out of the packaging. There is it next to the other one. Now, this is all perspective, right? So it is much bigger, but it's only about 4 or 5 inches taller. Just the other one's behind it, so it looks smaller. Always wear your safety gear. That's the message there. This is how easily they compact down, even with all my photo and safety gear that we had in there. And this was Danny riding around. I thought that was fun. Yeah, we were testing them out here in the parking lot before we got on the road. And so he did a great job. First time riding these things, he did wonderful. This is just an iconic view of Seattle riding on these Gotrax. We had a paragliders that were there that day. It was really wonderful. And then some behind the scenes here. That's the troll. And there's a lot of our selfies. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. And again, these are all of the different photos of when we were going through Seattle. There's the Pike Place Market selfie. That's the one everybody remembers. They see all the fish. And when they throw the fish, it's right underneath that sign. That's where that fishmonger is that they do the fish throwing guys there. And there is one of my favorite photos. We can end on that one. This is Danny, Nerd on a Budget. He came to help me out putting this video together. So I want to thank him and thank all of you guys again for being here on a Saturday with me. I will be doing a live Tech on Tuesday coming up. I've got some really, really neat stuff. I just want to show you. We're working on an outdoor living space. So this is a gazebo that I've got and then we are working it out. And, it's got a nice little fire pit in the middle and all that. So I've got some really cool add-ons that are going to be there for your outdoor living. So that's going to be a show coming up. I've got a bunch of other stuff coming up here as well that I'd love to share with you. And again, quick thanks to the sponsor of today's show, Gotrax. And we will talk to you guys in a future video. Thanks, everybody, and thanks for watching.